My second year as principal, a magnet conversation had already started. For me, it was just how do we go about doing it? And when I learned about the grant, I knew that I didn't have all that was needed, nor the experience to be able to compile a grant of that magnitude. But as far as us becoming a magnet school, when I walked into the school, I wanted a certain, I was focused on a certain experience, culture for my kids, and I knew then, not necessarily, well, I know now what that interest is, but then I felt like, more so wanting to mirror the Ron Clark model because I felt like that mirrored my population. But as I became a principal and learned more, I was more focused on what my kids are interested in. The new name of our school is Browns Ferry Elementary School for the Creative and Performing Arts. The creative piece, that deals with the technology. The performing arts, of course, it's just what it said. Performing, that's your visual arts, and that's your performing arts. So our kids will have a variety of experiences where the traditional curriculum will be infused with the arts. That could be drama, theater, music, dance, and so forth.
So when students return next week that were here this past year, what will they notice different curriculum-wise when they return?
Well, what's going to happen, the first thing when they walk in the door is they're going to see new. So the enhancement of the physical environment, that's definitely going to be
The cafeteria is one of the
heartbeats of our school. And a lot of kids, they like to spend a lot of extended time in the cafeteria. So coming in and seeing this, that's definitely going to be captivating for them because this is their first point of interest at breakfast. And then they will branch towards the hallways. When they get in the hallways, they're going to see icons of what our theme is. They're going to see the projector. They're going to see the ballet slippers. They're going to see those things as they walk down the halls. But then when they get in the classrooms, the entire physical environment has changed because they're walking into new furniture, they're going to have new desks, new chairs, all of this is new. So the physical enhancement, that's the first thing that they're going to see. But when school starts, they're going to see that their lessons are not as traditional as they have been. It's going to be more tactile, more kinesthetic. So they're going to be able to move about more. Their learning is going to be personally relevant and more meaningful because they're going to connect to what their interests are.
Now, the theme that was chosen, the creative arts for Browns Ferry, how did that come about? I mean, what role did you play? What role did parents play? What role did the district office play in making this what it is?
That was a joint effort. There are times when adults have interests, but then there are also times when children have interests, and they're not always the same. So when we realized that that a magnet grant was going to be written, I went to my faculty and staff, shared with them what was going to happen, and collectively we all knew performing arts, that's definitely the deal, because more than 50% of this school has the same talent and gift, which is kind of almost unreal. But we knew it had to be performing arts because of what their talent, gift, and interests are. Along with that, I reached out to my parents and my PTO SIC, and we talked about it. I held a State of the Ferry address because I wanted my parents, my community, I wanted them to be connected. And that's where the creative piece came in. My parents, community, PTO, SIC, they all said, well, we're living in a digital age. How are we going to incorporate the digital piece to our children because that's what they're going to need? So that the parents, they definitely wanted to make sure that technology was a part of what we're doing. So that's where the creative piece comes in for the technology. So it's really technology and performing arts infused.
There are going to be different times during the year. There's going to be showcases
Yes.
to show off, what the students have learned, and what is that going to look like? What will we see if we come to a showcase at Browns Ferry?
Where you're going to see, we're going to have 4 showcases where students are able to actually articulate their new learning. They're going to be able to speak to what is and how that came about. Along with that, we're going to have family nights as well. So I'll give you an example for one of them. I'll speak on the dance piece, when we traveled to the Magnet School Conference in Dallas, there was a workshop, or I would say a workshop on from Living Rhythms, which is a dance company, and they work on the choreography of African dance, along with students incorporating the music, the drum piece, which that really connects here because we're the only elementary school in the district that has a drum line. So one of our showcases will be where the students will have a residency for a week. They're going to work with this team of people from Ghana, Africa, and they're going to teach them the meaning behind the dances that they actually partake in Africa, along with our students actually having the experience of beating on drums that were actually made in Ghana. So that entire week, they're going to learn about this. They're going to have the history. And then at the end of that week-long residency, they will be ready to actually perform for their parents. So they'll be in full costume, along with making the music, along with the dances, and all things that we add to this for their families. Because when it comes to social media, we push social media really, really hard. We are a small school. However, we have a very high following on our social media. So they have seen the things that we have done in the past, which is how we were able to recruit some of these students now. We actually have had families that are not a part of our school community that has come to our shows, and they have actually followed us on social media with our shows. So now that we have the ability to do even more and they're following us, I do feel like they're going to be observing us this school year to see exactly what this looks like, and I definitely foresee an increase next year. I am beyond excited about what is about to happen here at Browns Ferry Elementary School for the Creative and Performing Arts. I just finished my 5th year, moving into my 6th year, and I was excited 5 years ago. I am still excited walking into my 6th year. I am focused on the opportunities. Like I said previously, one thing that I focused on when I came here, I focused really hard on closing or narrowing the academic achievement gap. But now I'm able to focus on narrowing and closing the opportunity gaps for my children. Some of them have had some of these opportunities, but some of them have not had the opportunities. So this grant is really opening doors for them that they probably didn't even know were accessible. And I'm just beyond, I'm ecstatic that I was chosen to help be a part of this.